Hey everyone, welcome back to the October series part 13, where I am going through different questions from one-on-ones and WhatsApp group. If you want to know how to get into the WhatsApp groups, please email phil@ocdrecovery.com. Please come in. You do not have to sit in silence. We work all over the world, different countries, language barriers. Listen to every video. It's a good thing for people to hear over and over and over again. And today's video is actually on a very important topic. I was on the one-to-one earlier this morning, and someone was really struggling with breaking the news to the current person they're working with, who they've been working with for 8 years, and they're being transferred to someone new. And then with the parents' involvement, I've had to break to them that they don't think this is working for them anymore. And just so you know, yes, it comes down to the sufferer and the work that they put in themselves. But if you're working with someone for years and they've never talked about beliefs, if they're saying, well, that's not your OCD, that's just anxiety, the chances are you're probably working with the wrong person, because OCD is very nuanced and hard to understand. So again, that is phil@ocdrecovery.com. Okay. Question number 1. How OCD and anxiety can be connected. I often hear people speak about the separation. I said, yes, it's commonly misunderstood. OCD, yes, I understand the DSM-6 is supposedly going to separate them and call them not an anxiety-based disorder. It doesn't matter. This is semantics in leading you in the wrong direction. OCD is part of an anxiety-based disorder spectrum. So there's no need to separate the two. Nobody has chronic anxiety who does not have rigid beliefs and poor behaviors. I have never met someone. I've never met someone with unconditional self-life, other acceptance who has chronic anxiety, and that belief is adopted. Yes, you could be changing the belief systems and the anxiety is still present, but it's not as simple as the two are separate. If anyone's telling you that that's your OCD, or you hear this a lot, well, I have GAD and OCD, that doesn't really matter. It still comes down to belief systems and behaviors that latch those on. So that's a very commonly misunderstood. How do I handle feelings being out of place in the WhatsApp groups? Separate, like I can't connect to people, that I'm helpless and can't, and I'm just different, basically, is what this question is. Because OCD is so physical in the mind, it will seem impossible for other people to even come close to having the same suffering experience that you do. I have had numerous people over the years, because I didn't have a lot of moral and shame related fears per se. I've had numerous people say to me, well, none of your OCD had any real consequences like jail or your family finding out, so your OCD probably wasn't as bad as mine. That used to aggravate me in the beginning, but then I realized when you're stuck, like I was, that you'll say anything because you're just blurting things out because you're so stuck. So everyone that's going to feel like they're the worst, you're going to have to act against that and try and be active in the WhatsApp groups. This person in particular will have to learn to put their foot down. Humans are petrified of confrontation. They'll do everything in their power to avoid any sort of confrontation possible. How do I know this? Because I was the opposite of this, where I loved confrontation and I was way too angry and I didn't have any balance about it, which wasn't good. Healthy confrontation is a key part of life. So learning to put your foot down and showing your parents, etc., that, hey, look, these are the people I'm going to. These people have had OCD. Because again, a lot of these countries people do not understand. People don't understand OCD anywhere, but there's certain areas in like the Eastern Bloc, like Lithuania, Siberia, Montenegro, that whole area on the west side of Italy, Turkey, lots of places in the Middle East, lots of places in Europe, the Icelandic countries, Norway, Finland. Again, I'm not a geology expert, so I could be mixing up where these are to what I'm saying, but don't expect people to understand OCD there. Very, 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 very rare. So the next question was, the opinions of my therapist and families trigger me. I'm going to have to break down. I'm going to have a breakdown, and they care so much about me. Basically, this question is, they are scared about breaking the news to them, because when they told their therapist specifically about us, they dismissed it. Oh, they're just online people, and that's not the gold standard. And again, we hear this all the time, but there's really only one way to recover from OCD. And that is unconditional self-life, other acceptance, changing your belief systems, changing your behaviors, cutting all reassurance. I still see big pages that say, come to us, we'll give you a little bit of reassurance. I saw this the other day. It's so sad. Come to us, we'll give you a little bit of heroin. It's not good. So which of my problems are OCD? Trying to compulsively think, is this OCD? So OCD is going to make you believe that everything is OCD. Every part of your being is OCD. So the most important thing for now is to allow the doubt to be there. Pick something that you want to do and move forward with that thing. So let's say you want to come in to see us. No matter how much doubt is here, no matter how much my old therapists tell me that don't see these people, no matter how much my family, they don't want me to see these people, I'm going to do what is right for me. I'm going to take the risk, and I'm going to go forward with that. And sticking to things is a critical piece of this. So, but it's going to make you feel like everything is OCD. I mean, there was times where I would do something and it would say, no, this is avoidance, and this is a compulsion. We all know how that goes. So, but it comes down to sticking the course. OCD sufferers are really, really bad with being consistent. Where do I even start when I feel overwhelmed by multiple directions? Everything is pointing at me, but it feels like everything is exploding. The basics are where you start, okay? So you start with the absolute basics. Books on the reading list, cutting obvious compulsions and avoidance behaviors, and building structure. That's it. Yeah, but there's got to be something more complicated. There's not. Those are the things that matter the most right now. The basics matter. I tell people, if you've been in for OCD recovery, you've been following us for like 2, 3, 4, 5 months, and you haven't read a couple books on the reading list, you're probably moving in the wrong direction. So it's something you're really going to want to think about as you're going towards OCD and anxiety recovery, is the basics, the fundamentals of everything matter. That's why we call it majoring in the minors. Exercise is the best example. There's no need for any complexity for 95% of all humans on Earth. 95% of humans can't be consistent with the gym. You know, so it's like, until you can go and do upper, lower, or 3 full bodies a week for 6 months straight, you don't even have to think about exercise order or variation or anything like that. None of that stuff matters. What matters is you showing up and getting it done. So really think about this. Hope you enjoy this one. This is a hard one. I mean, I've had friends of mine say, oh, yeah, I don't know. Like, do you think, I don't know. Like, aren't people going to be like, you guys are just coaches? And people are going to talk with anything you do. So, and that's okay. Because we know the product that we offer, we know that our results are better than anywhere. That's not a cocky thing, it is. No one even comes close to our results because we've all had OCD and we've come out the other side of it. So thank you again, Phil at OCDrecovery.com. I hope you enjoy it. And as always, enjoy the rest of your day.